they have like you get what I'm saying?
Welcome back, everybody. Hey. We're back in the studio. It's Friday night. It's 9:30 p.m. in North Homestead, 2:30 a.m. in Lagos, Nigeria. Welcome everybody around the world watching the STD podcast. We are back in the studio. With me to the right is Pat. What's up, buddy?
Hi, everybody.
What's your weekend, man?
Oh, it was the fourth. Working the grind, man. I was working worked the fourth. But I got out to do some cookout and watch some fireworks. And,
okay.
Yeah, I'm officially on vacation at 2 o'clock now, so
Perfect.
I'm ready. It's best way to kick this off, man.
Fuck yeah, man. To the right of that is Big Don. What's up, buddy? How was your week?
Not bad, man. Just chilled. Did my own thing.
Did you find any dead bodies?
No.
All right, that's good. All right, moving to the right of him is comedian Ant Mayo. He's back in the grind. What's up, buddy?
Can y'all see me? Am I in the
Yeah, you're on the shot now, man. I moved the camera over.
That's
we got one live viewer. Welcome to our live viewer.
What's up? Who's our live viewer?
I don't get one. It's probably two. If you're there live and you're watching, it's like wave high. Oh. But this is obviously we're back in the studio now. The garage, man. I cleaned up all that fucking shit in the back. We're still a work in progress. As you can see, I got drywall over there that's going to go up probably somewhere. I don't know yet. It's still a work in progress.
I'm very concerned because we're not 6 feet apart, and
if none of us has it,
none of us are wearing masks. And we're not social distancing. We're not 6 feet apart. I'm really nervous.
Well, we'll get into the masking later.
It's too late now. If you,
we've all been exposed by
now, right? Nobody gives a fucking.
Like my sanitizer in the car.
And sharing the
it is fucking
Jason's
over.
What's up, Jason? Leprechaun TV. Check out his YouTube channel if you're not out there. Subscribe to that.
I really am taking it serious, but
for sure. We'll get into some. We got some masking talking to do later, but. What's up?
I think that's my lighter that you took.
This great lighter is 100% mine.
You sure about that?
Yes, I bought this from the.
Every time I fucking come here, man, I leave without a lighter.
You haven't been to this house in 4.5 months.
Because I got tired of losing fucking lighters.
That long?
It was St. Patrick's Day.
See, that's why you steal mine because you lose them and then you
steal mine, so I steal yours. No,
I ain't even too long enough. No, I gotta go home lighterless.
Yeah, St. Patrick's Day was a Wednesday.
Was on Tuesday.
Okay, Google.
Special.
Hold on. Fuck. Okay, Google. What day was St. Patrick's Day 2020?
Tuesday.
St. Patrick's Day was on Tuesday, March 17, 2020.
That was the last one. It was Tuesday. Or was it that Friday? Well, whatever. It's been 4 months since you've been here.
Okay, it was a special show that I got together, and then Friday was that.
That was it. The one with the quarantine. All right, but for those of you tuning in, I interviewed actress Kinna McInroe from Office Space. She's the corporate accounts payable Nina speaking. Just a moment. Lots of people, she was really easy to get a hold of. She's a really fun lady. Well, what was loud, Jay? You said something was loud. Jason said something was loud. Was it just me talking was loud, or was it the?
Hey, me.
Let's get some feedback before you go to the interview here.
Who fork is this?
No, don't worry about it.
Like,
so enjoy the interview. It's audio only for the first little bit, so we'll watch the interview and we'll talk about it afterwards. So bear with me here.
Hold up. Before you do that, we got a question. Whose fucking crusty ass used fork is this over here, man? What kind of bullshit is that?
I don't know.
It looked like a salad. It looked like a salad was eaten with it.
All right, we're gonna mute everybody here.
It was either salad or off.
Yes, I can hear you.
Awesome. This is Joe. I'm Joe Varell. I'm out here in Cleveland. Well, North Olmsted, Ohio. It's a suburb of Cleveland. I run a show called the Square Table Degenerates Podcast. We call it STD Podcast. We're just a general silly show, kind of like Wayne's World type deal. How are you?
Cool.
How are you today?
I'm good. Can you hear? And is it really loud in here?
Oh, I can hear you fine. You're fine here. I got the air conditioner right now. I can hear you just fine.
Okay, cool. Because this is so sad, but I'm sitting in my car. This is my office because it's so loud in my apartment right now with my kid and his ABA there, and my husband works from home, and so it's just like crazy chaos.
Oh, I agree. I've been working at home since March myself, and the kids have been here 24 hours a day, so we're all struggling there.
Yeah.
For those of you watching at home on Friday night, we're joined here today by actress Kinna McInroe, primarily of Office Space fame. Now, I was doing some research on you, and I found you were born in the 70s in Texas, and that you were a Taurus, and that was about it up until Office Space at the age of 25. So from like when you were a baby until like, you got famous, I call those the Jesus non-Bible years. Like we had several dozen years where we had no idea what Jesus was doing. Like what did I saw you were up in Texas. Did you grow up in Texas?
I did. I was born in Lubbock, Texas, which is 30 miles west from Levelland's 30 miles west from it, so it's east of Levelland. But I was raised in Levelland my entire life, a tiny town. I think there's like 13-something thousand now there. So
okay.
Not real exciting. Very small town. I was always in choir and drama and always doing that kind of stuff. And then I was just talking this morning to a friend, and I was telling her I'm karma. My son is karma for all my years as a teenager and a kid, because I was the biggest brat in the world. So I was always getting into trouble because I was bored off my ass, basically.
Right. Now, did you always want to be an actor? Did you, when you were in high school?
Yes. I always wanted to be an actress from a very small age, and a singer. I sing as well. I just knew I used to put on little shows for all my neighbors and stuff when I was a kid, and I had a really big imagination, and I was always in choir and always, in theater, and just did that my whole life and knew exactly what I wanted to do when so a lot of things happened, but we'll cut to college, at South Plains College, which was in Levelland, and I was in theater there, and theater major in classical voice. And then I went to Katie Studios in Dallas after South Plains College, and it's an acting conservatory for the Southwest. So went there, I waited tables. I was a waitress for over 10 years. Went to that school, got my agent through that school, Kim Dawson's talent agency in Dallas, and literally Office Space was the first movie that I booked when I graduated.
Now, how did you hear of this role when you were you living in Texas at the time of you found out about the role?
Yes. I was in Dallas, and the auditions were in Austin, and Austin's like 3 hours from Dallas. So I went to Austin, did the audition, didn't hear about it for months and months. I was 24 at the time. I always look 45 though, but I was 24 and didn't hear back. Went back to Dallas, thought it was just, done. A few months later, I went down to Austin for the Big Stinky Comedy Festival, because I did improv and sketch comedy, for 20-something plus years. And I worked at comedy clubs, and I sang and, a whole bunch of stuff in Dallas. And so I was at this Big Stinking Comedy Festival in Austin, and I get a call that I have a callback. I was like, well, this is perfect because I'm already in Austin. And so I go, and I just felt so good about it. Mike Judge was there and some of the producers, and I called my agent when it was done, and I was like, I really think I got this. I said, I think we'll hear something soon. She said, oh, honey, we probably won't hear for a while, and don't get your hopes up, and blah, blah, blah. Next morning, like at 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning, she's calling me. It just happens to be my birthday. And she's like, well, you got it. And so I was super stoked, obviously, after that.
Now, did you only audition for the role of Nina, or did you audition for any other roles?
Nope, that was the only role I auditioned for, was the part of Nina. And actually, so much of my stuff was cut out for the movie. And I saw Mike at the 10-year and the 20-year reunion in Austin, and he had told me at the 10-year reunion that they had reached out to him, but he was so busy with, like, at the time, King of the Hill and all that, that he, didn't have time, but he was putting together, like, I guess, an extras for the DVD, and he was going to add some of my scenes in, but he said he just didn't have time, but he said the next time they, need that or something for, like, an anniversary, that he's going to add some of my stuff in. So that was cool, I thought, but at the time I was so young, I didn't know, I was so green, and so I was just literally, when I saw it at the premiere, I remember I went with my aunt because she lived in Austin, and I was just sitting there grabbing her arm going, wait, where am I? I'm supposed to be in this scene that's supposed to be happening now. And I was just like crying because I thought I had done something bad. And you just, you have no idea why people edit the way they do. It just makes the story, move faster. It may not have anything to do with you, but I was like sure that I had done a horrible job.
Now, I watched the there's two scenes in there. The corporate accounts payable scene. Now, I counted 10 times at least. I'm sure it was more than that. How many takes did you guys do of that scene, that particular scene?
Oh my gosh. Well, it was like 20 years ago, so I don't remember. It was a lot, but then what he did was I went into a room and I just gave him like several different ways of me saying that line, and he looped it over and over. So if you watch it really close, you can see that my lips are not always exactly with the line, because he picked, I guess, one of the ones that was the closest. So yeah, that's what happened there.
Oh, okay. So so all the scenes when the whole time, did you have to be there? How many days total were you there for filming?
I was there for like over 3 weeks. I was there for a while. Like I had 7 scenes before this happened.
Mm-hmm.
So actually I had 10 because they cut 7 of them out. I believe I had 3 still that stayed in the movie. Like when he comes in and, he does the wall. I'm not speaking in that scene, but you see me. When he does the wall down or whatever. It's been a while since I've seen it, but I was there for a while, and so I was shocked because in my mind I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is it!" And then the movie didn't do great at the box office, and it took a couple of years for people to pick up on the movie, and then it kind of became like a cult classic. But it's just funny that was the first thing I did, and I've done things I've had a way bigger role, guest star parts on shows, been the killer, this and that, and that's what people always remember me for. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it was just such a small part, but it's such a great movie, and Mike Judge is obviously brilliant.
Oh yeah, now the cake scene with Milton, the Stephen Root character, that's one of my that's one of my favorite. That's even more favorite than the accounts payable scene. I mean, for one, I know by now, I'm sure in 2004 you're probably dead sick of saying that line. I mean, my gosh. So
no, I never get sick of it. I don't know if I'll say it like I said it in the movie, but corporate accounts payable Nina speaking. Just a moment.
Nice.
I don't know if that's
22 years later, you're still rocking it. But now that's awesome. That's seriously so awesome. But in the cake scene, were you guys actually eating the cake, or did you just eat a little bit and spit it out? I mean, is that memorable at all to you, or no?
Yeah, well, I mean, I'm a big girl. I was actually eating the cake. I was like, yeah, we get some cake. No, I remember eating it. I don't know if everybody else was, but like I said, I was so green. This was my first thing. I remember being very, very shy. I'm not a shy person, but I was very shy on set. I didn't want to, and so that's what I mainly remember, but I do remember eating it and stuff, but I don't know that anybody else was eating it, but I remember my teeth having like glue and stuff from the icing. So
now you did say you were talking with some of are you still talking with some of the members at like the reunion and stuff? Are you close with any of the cast members, or just kind of see them at the reunions, maybe online? How's that work?
Well, I would say Jay, he and I are Facebook friends, and we talk every once in a while on Facebook, and at the reunions we've hung out. I hung out with Todd Duffy at the first reunion, and he was a lot of fun. And then he and I have talked throughout the years here and there, but I'm not like, buddies. But, of course we speak if we're on Facebook or whatever, we'll speak and stuff. And then when we see each other at the reunions, it's always a nice time seeing everybody. It's funny because a lot of people don't seem like they age from this movie. I mean, they might have a little more gray hair, but they look the same. It's been 20-something years. So that's always nice. I've run into Gary Cole a lot too, actually, just out of the blue, like at a park or different things like that. And Helen Hunt is a friend of mine, and I do a lot of comedy with her, and I did the Mad About You reboot one episode.
Okay.
And I went to this party at her house, and here's Ron Livingston, and I was like, oh my gosh, what a small world. So
okay. Now, do you feel that after you did the Nina role that you were typecast for a little bit? Did you try to do other acting roles? I one on your wiki page, I saw the Bernie Mac show. What, like, after your post Office Space acting career, does that? I got some other questions regarding some of the things I've seen about that. But what like right after Office Space, what was life like? I mean, was there?
Well, I mean, it was not. It was kind of like life right after Office Space was nothing, because it was not really it was kind of a box office disaster, so it's not like a lot of people saw it. I think it made like 12 million or something worldwide, which is not a lot. And then I did Where the Heart Is, which was also shot in Austin. And that was with Natalie Portman and some other people like that. And I had a small role in that. I was the cashier, Walmart clerk and stuff. And so that happened. And then I did a couple of independents. And I mean, I was working more, but, it was Texas. And still, we could only do what I was going to do. So I guess 3 years from when I shot Office Space, I had decided, I had auditioned for Julia in New York. I wanted to go to New York because I wanted to do Broadway. And I got a call back, but then I didn't get in. So then I was like, okay, that's my sign. And I keep booking movies. So I'm going to go to LA. Never wanted to come to LA, but came here. And, nearly 20 years later, I'm still here. So I loved it. First thing I booked here was Bernie Mac. I don't know that I've been, typecast, but I know that I've been playing like a 40-year-old since I was in my 20s, And now when people meet me, they're like, oh my gosh, I thought you would look so much older. And I'm like, no, I've just always looked 45, I guess.
Now, when you were on the Bernie Mac show, how, I literally just, while I was waiting on you, I was just got done watching that actually about 20 minutes ago. But do you remember working with Bernie Mac? How did they, did you have to audition for that? How was that experience doing TV? Was that a little more fun than doing movies? How was that?
I love TV. I love them both for different reasons. It's all different. I love commercials. I love just doing anything, performing. I love it. It's always different. I like the fast pace of TV. Like, this was my first TV show, and I was shocked because, you sit around for hours on a set for movies, and you might have days off here and there or whatever, and you still have to be there. But, this was a multi-camera, and it was so fast that it was just like in and out. I mean, they did like 1 or 2 takes, and it was like, okay, that's done. Now get the close up. Now do the, all this, and it happened so fast. I was there for like 2 hours, and we got it all done, and it was so much fun. Bernie Mac was great. He was very, very nice. I remember that. Super sweet guy. Sad that he is no longer with us. Very kind. Everybody on that set was very kind. I auditioned for it, and I got a call back. And what was great was the casting director, while I was leaving, walking away, she ran out after the callback and was like, Kinna! And I turned around and she was like, you got it! And I was like, oh my gosh. And that was my first thing that I booked moving to LA. And that was like 4 months of living here. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is so easy. I mean, I had this really I just got out of film school. I booked this movie and this and this and this and then that. And then it kind of came to a halt for a bit. I wasn't getting cast for things. And so then I started, seeing the rejection of everything of it. So, that was a rude awakening. Just thinking, oh, so you don't get cast every time you go out. Because that was my first audition here, too. And I was like, what? This is so easy. What's going on?
Now, that leads me to another question, which I think, and a lot of people probably don't even know this, was your Progressive commercial. This is a connection with Cleveland here because I'm right out of Cleveland, and Progressive Insurance is in Cleveland. Now, do you remember that at all? How did they approach you for that commercial? Do you remember that? I just saw that and it was hilarious. I'll link it link the commercial later when I'm editing this. But what that Progressive Insurance commercial? Do you remember what year that was and how that came about?
That was 2-3 years ago. Not quite sure. It's been less than 5 years, and probably less than 4. Maybe it was 3 or 4. I don't know. But yes, I auditioned. I'm an agent and stuff, commercial, theatrical, and I went in for Progressive. Oh my gosh, Progressive. I went in for them several times throughout the years, and never getting cast, getting called back, but never getting cast. And I went in and auditioned, and I actually auditioned for a different spot. And they said that they had a spot. They called, they put me on a veil, which means they were checking my schedule. It wasn't a done deal. It was like, that means it's kind of a down between maybe you and somebody else. And they're just making sure that you have the schedule open for it. And then I booked it. But when I booked it, my agent said, oh, you're actually doing a different spot. Something they thought would be funny for you to come in as this existential, and blah, blah, blah. And so I was like, okay. So they finally used me. That spot, thank God for it. It was so good. The money for that spot I'm like, please come back. And I was barely even seen in that, you know, just kind of like the background in that. And then other things that I thought were going to be good money, like GoDaddy, when I'm pretty much the main person in it, was not you know, so good financially, but was a great spot, good for my reel and everything. But you just never know. Everything's a crapshoot in this business, you know.
Oh, for sure. We're I'm learning that with rejection rates on getting people for interviews. You know how that stuff goes. Well, now,
oh yeah.
Now I did notice that on your wiki page. I was talking, and I went on your Squirrel Monkey channel. Is that your main focus right now in your interest in what you're doing? Pretty much with Hollywood entertainment, would you say?
Oh no. I mean, everything has come down to a halt, of course, with the pandemic. But no, I mean, I do that. That's my husband's channel,
okay.
So I mean, I just do the voices for everything, and sometimes I'll help him like come up with some jokes and stuff. But he's the mastermind of that channel. But yeah, so I mean, that's just super easy. He's doing one right now. I've got to do the voice for it later. But no, I mean, I want to do TV, film. I still want to, someday do Broadway. I've always loved that. And I still perform. I've done a Zoom show. I'm a teacher as well. I teach improvisational acting and improv classes. My son has ASD, and he's only 3, but I'm part of a group at the Legacy Center that has a lot of children with ASD and other disabilities. And so I've taught kids on the spectrum improv and things like that, which I really enjoy doing that as well. And I mean, I kind of do it all. But right before this, my friend Carrie Lizer, who is amazing, she did Old Adventures of New Christine and a bunch of other shows. She had a pilot, and I auditioned for that. And then literally 2 days after I auditioned, everything came to a halt. Everybody was quarantined. So, it sucks. But I've bought everything now, because now they're saying things are going to start back, and we're going to be doing all self-tape for auditions. So I guess that's the new way. I had a call back a little while back for Pizza Bites for the voiceover, and it was going to be like some big campaign, radio, the voice for the TV, the commercials, and all this stuff. And so, but I didn't get that. But, so those are my main things. And I love voiceover. I mean, come on, who wouldn't love to do voiceovers, a cartoon or a Disney or, any kind of animated thing, a game. Hey, I'll do anything.
Oh yeah, voiceover.
I just like to perform and make money doing what I love.
Oh, I'm the same way. I started with the voice stuff, and we started. A lot of my friends listen to the show right now. Probably we all worked in a call center, and the whole Nina corporate accounts payable Nina speak. I got us through so many random morning days when we were just sitting there like, okay, board, like blah blah. How can I help you? It's such an awesome life. I think that impact. I need to stress that awesome impact you've had on people's lives, just your character. I mean, obviously, everybody has their own favorite characters in the movie, but that character just speaks to the mundaneness totally of just call center work and stuff like that. It was totally awesome. Totally awesome.
Oh, thank you. It's funny now with the way everything is in the world. That character was a Karen.
It was, if you think about it. and that kind of gets me into one of my last questions here. Your transformation. I mean, you're kind of like me in the fact that we kind of age backwards. I look at pictures of myself from the 90s when I had mustache glasses and I was rocking some jorts, and I'm like, oh gosh, that wasn't me. I look at me now, I'm like, man, I look like I'm 24 now, and I looked at pictures of you now as opposed to when the movie, and you pretty much look like you're in your 20s now, and as opposed to back then when it's kind of like a reverse age thing. Did you did that play a lot into just kind of lifestyle change? Okay, I want to do something, get some new roles, and do something with myself. And how did that play into your acting career, would you say?
Well, I've always been my weight has fluctuated. I mean, I've been down 105 plus pounds, and then I'll go up, and then I'll go down, and then it's 60 pounds, and then 50. And right now, I've never gotten back up to my highest weight, which I actually got way bigger than Office Space. I think my highest was when I did that CSI episode where I killed a man by passing out on him and crushing with my body weight. So that was kind of a crazy thing. But yeah, I go through stages where I'm I'm doing well and all that. It's just so hard to maintain. And right now I'm going down. I'm losing weight. At the beginning of the quarantine, man, everything, it was just going in my mouth out of stress. I was so scared. And then I finally said, I got to get a grip, and, started doing, exercising again and eating right. But yeah, my weight fluctuates, and I know that I would probably work a lot more, if I was at a smaller size, just because there's more roles for that. But, who's to say, and who's to say that I would, it's all about health right now to me, and not really, I don't even really think about it as far anymore about the business, because you don't know, because then you'll have people like, well, Melissa McCarthy's lost weight now, but she hadn't lost weight when she hit it big. And then there's, what's her name, Rebel Wilson, and there's all these people. So there are people that break through it no matter what size. So that can't be my focus anymore. It just has to be my health. And the speaking to the Benjamin Button thing, I think that the youthful me always looking, now looking younger, is always been because I stay out of the sun, I drink water, and let's just be honest, fat don't crack. When I lose weight, I start to see more lines and crevices in my face, because they were there, but I didn't know about them, because now they're puffed out, So that's what I attribute to that. But yeah, I go back and forth. So I'm not at my highest, and I'm definitely not at my lowest right now. But I'm trying to get there. I'm trying to, more so for anything for my health, so that I can be around for my son who has special needs. And I worry, what happens to me, what happens to him if I'm not able to take care of him.
Oh, no doubt. Well, congrats on getting married and having a baby and all that. I got my father myself, so I know that's good. Do you have any? What's next for Kinna McInroe coming up? Do you have any upcoming projects? Are you on Cameo at all? Anything in that regards?
I was on Cameo, and then I had, a manager tell me that the friend who's not my actual manager, he used to be an agent when I first moved here, and then he went to management, and since then we remained friends, but I didn't want to manage at the time. He was like, that's kind of frowned out upon, and I was like, well, but there's a lot of really famous people on it. And so I didn't know what. He said, yeah, I know a lot of casting directors that think it's a joke and this and that. And so, I was on there for a little while, and I think I did 2, maybe 3. And so at the end of the day, too, it was kind of like, you have to pay taxes on it. You pay them 25%.
Right.
You're not really making a lot of money, and, you're having to, like, get all made up or whatever and do these things in a certain amount of time. And I still might, but the only way that really you could benefit for that is if you were able to charge more. And I'm not at that level where I can charge a lot. So it was just kind of like, I'll just take myself off of it. But it was fun when I did it, and now would have been the perfect time during quarantine. But I just didn't want to take that risk. He said the main person at Sony won't call you in if you're on it, and I was like, okay.
Oh wow, I didn't know all that. I never thought about that.
A-lister stars on it, and whatever. I don't know that I totally agree, but it's more about what's going on behind the scenes. So it has a lot of friends. So I just thought, okay, I'm not going to take a risk.
Okay, well, good deal. Well, thanks for joining us today. Obviously you're on all the social media platforms. Her husband's channel. I don't do a lot of Twitter, and I'm horrible at Instagram. I'm mainly on Facebook. That's the way I am. I love the Facebook, and she's on my friends list. So definitely follow her husband's channel, the Squirrel Monkey. Thank you. Any upcoming projects she has. And thank you for joining us so much today. I appreciate Kinna, and I'll keep up with you on Facebook and talk to you soon. Okay. Okay. Thanks, Joe. Thanks for having me. It was really fun. All right. Bye. Bye. And we're back. Yeah. What's up, everybody?
Good interview, Joe. Great questions.
I apologize for the audio. I was recording on, they called our messenger, Facebook Messenger.
Shannon Murphy says redheads are hot.
Murph. Oh, that's very true. Very true. Redheads are hot. If you saw the picture during the interview, she's like me. You reverse age, man. It's weird. If you watch that movie Office Space, do you remember the movie? You remember Office Space?
What the hell do you mean she's like you reverse age?
Look at pictures of me when I was 24.
I love
look at pictures of me when I'm 43.
Which is why we were...
Joe, every picture I see you in, you look different.
That's true. true.
Every single picture, dude.
Once this said he had hair in that mustache,
Yeah.
he looked like he was gonna rape somebody.
Man,
Are we gonna talk
he looked like he was
about
up to
this?
catch a predator.
Right, now, do you guys remember the Office? We're going to show the Progressive commercial.
First of
here.
all, they haven't even
But-
seen Office Space.
Well, you guys have both seen Office Space, obviously, right?
No.
You guys have never.
Oh,
all right, so this will be a
I
BFF
never even
conversation.
heard of Office.
We highly right. Thanks for doing the show prep, guys.
It's a movie.
Well, yeah,
Classic.
it's obviously these guys
It
aren't
sounds
white.
like a TV show.
The white street cred, that side of the table is gone. Totally gone. This is very white right here. Over there, not white. Over here,
Way
white.
to turn the fucking show into a race riot.
Well, we know I'm not white.
Well, yeah, he's obviously not white because of his skin color. And this guy, I don't know. This white street cred is going down.
What is white street cred?
But watching shit like Office Space, listening to movies
Like if people
bands
run
like-
up on you, you'll hand them your wallet with a smile? Is that white street cred?
listening to bands like Nickelback and Coldplay. You have to embrace your fucking whiteness. But so me and Pat are going to talk about Office Space. This guy over here, what the fuck?
White Claw, drinking a shit ton of White Claw, you know.
White Claw is a very white drink. Now in Office
You can
Space,
tell by the fucking name. White Claw.
right?
I call them bear claws in my joke, and the crowd go
He's
crazy.
citing Back to the Future, lines from Back to the Future.
Never seen Back to the Future.
Don
I don't
gotta
think Don's
go.
seen any movie.
Don gotta go.
All right, if you're out there and you've seen less movies than Don, call 1-800 or 19. Do you guys remember 900 numbers? We should do that.
1-900-909-9900.
We need to have a show 900 number, like for $2.99 a minute. Call into the STD podcast now. 1-900-999-STD.
Have y'all seen Scarface?
The original one or the 1930s?
The original
I've seen
one.
both.
I've seen the second one. The first. Why would I don't want to watch a movie from the 30s? They're all fucking stupid.
No, there's some classic 30s movies, man.
Well, Citizen or
King Kong's tight.
King Kong was stupid. What was the movie with?
He said King Kong was stupid.
What was the movie with Gone with the Wind was good.
I never seen Gone with the Wind.
You've never seen Gone with the fucking Wind?
You seen Wizard of Oz?
Joe,
Seen
yeah,
Wizard of Oz?
Wizard of Oz was the
white
first
boy
one.
movie.
There you go. Snow and Seven Dwarfs. Okay.
You know what the Wizard of Oz they had to film with 3 different screens, 3 times. All right, but back to Office Space.
Tell you with the interview.
Yeah, for sure.
That interview.
Exactly. Well, in Office Space, she was telling me she had 10 scenes in the movie that were filmed, and they only aired 2, and 2 of them she talked in. She said the one when he pushes down the wall, there's a scene where he's cut up the fish. He's like done with work, so he just brings in this fish to work, and he just cuts it up and pushes down this giant wall. She's in that scene if you look in the background, and she's in the scene. She's
Passes out cake to Milton.
yeah, she's in the
No,
Milton
she
cake.
doesn't pass out cake.
Well, they were passing out cake to this guy named Milton. His
She
name's
said-
character is Stephen Root.
She said, make sure everybody gets a piece.
Yeah, she's like, Milton, I'll make sure everybody gets a piece. And Milton doesn't get a piece. And I asked her about the cake scene. And she said, I was like, did you guys get sick of cake after a while? She's like, no, we just kept eating the cake. I was a fat girl. I love cakes. I was like, that's so me in a fucking movie role, just sitting there killing cake for an hour and a half. But she said she was in total like 10 scenes. And when they were like filming it or doing the premiere and the screening and whatnot, she was like getting pumped for a scene. They like wouldn't show it. And they like deleted it. And that's just the way it was. It just dropped shit randomly and without rhyme or reason.
I always want to pay attention. Did you ever do the line or no?
Yeah, she did it. Just a moment.
I'm high as fuck.
Accounts Payable Nina speaking. And Mayo is joining us with us. He's in a coma over there.
I'm
We're up
high.
to 2 live viewers. I think it's Murph and
All right, so
Kerms.
tying into the movie shoes and Office Space, it's a 90s classic. I also think it's a cinematic classic. I also think it's a cinematic classic.
Well, the beauty about Office Space was it
Fuck you.
didn't start off as a classic. Like it was like she was even describing. It only made $12 million at the box office. They had Jennifer Aniston in it.
That's what you whispered, bro.
I thought the microphone.
Hey, you got my lighter over there, bro?
You're talking.
Okay,
Oh, I
I'm sorry, I
thought
made a
this
mistake.
Where did my lighter go?
Pat got it.
Oh, here it goes. People on camera can see my lighter. If you see stuff on camera and we're looking for it, tell us because you like the new camera shots way big. We're gonna lose all our viewers tonight. It's gonna be our worst show ever. No, besides that one show. Remember that one show on what do you think was the worst show we had?
Oh, do you really want to talk about this? The one that never fucking aired because
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah,
that
what
was
was
my
up with that?
fun.
The ghost show. Yeah.
Why did you air that, please?
There was 2 shows back to back.
So the one show
that
we
were
can't
fucking-
air because it would get a copyright violation again. And the second show we can't air because it was quite anti-Semitic.
Because
There's
Joe
another
went
show.
off the fucking rails is
There's 2
what
shows?
happened.
There's
Yes,
2
there's
shows?
2
Yeah, it was
shows.
back to back. Remember when we were out of ideas and they have no interviews right before Peter McNeely? And then we had.
I mean, I've said some pretty bad shit on the show, but I said nothing compared to what you went
going
off
off the
and
rails,
said.
man. It happens.
You know what?
Why did I miss this?
Oh, let's talk about favorite.
Oh,
didn't watch the show.
you didn't watch the show, and it was only up for like maybe an hour, and then he was like, "Dude, I shouldn't have put that up. I pulled it off."
Yeah, I like the show where we followed the itinerary and talked about Office Space.
All right, that's today's show. Pat. So, what were you back in '99? How were you 40 now? Right? You say you're 40.
I'm 39. I just turned.
All right.
39.
So, where were you at your current job back in '99?
I was actually. I was in high school.
Okay.
About to graduate actually when that movie came out.
Okay. Where do you first remember when you watched it? Did you watch it on DVD or did you watch it at the theater?
I waited until I didn't watch it until like maybe a couple years after it came out on DVD. So I remember seeing it at the theater, and I thought it was the trailer at the theater, and I thought it was funny. I remember being the only one laughing at the trailer, and I thought maybe this movie's gonna suck. And I don't think it gained a following until like later on. You know, I think it got like really bad reviews, and then all I heard was, "Oh man, Office Space is this shit. Office Space is this shit." It's just one of those movies that didn't get a final until after like it was on DVD for years.
When I was back in '99, I was working as a security guard, and I did that all throughout college. '99, I graduated Kent like 04 or whatever. But that whole like post period of Office Space when it was getting big, I was working as a security guard, so I knew a lot of office people, and like the scenes, like even there's small parts of security scenes you can relate to.
Yeah,
it just instantly was like, fucking, I love this movie, everything about it.
I think what stood out for me is like I think everybody has a job at one point where they just hate and they're just going through the motions and they wish they could do something.
I have no clue.
Or it's a job that you're stuck in, like in the it's a job that you know it's going to be your career. You know, there's nothing else to do in life, and then you decide to phone it in one day and just fuck it and somehow it all works out for you. I mean, I think that's. I like.
Have you ever known? For those of you who've never seen Office Space, which is all the African American people to the right of me, to the left if you're watching Down Under. What is your?
That was racist as fuck all of a sudden.
What was your? Fuck, I forgot where I was going with this question here.
Vote for Kanye.
Oh yeah, what was your favorite? What was your favorite Kinna McInroe scene in it? Do you like
the what?
Your Kinna McInroe scene? Did you like the girl we just interviewed?
But she only had like two.
Yeah, but out of those two, which is your favorite one? I think these guys are. Pigeon Warren.
I mean, the sign, right? I mean, the line. Just a moment.
I asked her. I was like, so when you were doing that line, did you just how many takes did you do? And she said that she just recorded it a bunch of times and they just looped it. Like if you watch closely in the movie, half the time her lips aren't moving to the sound of the corporate accounts payable Nina speaking just a moment because it's just it wasn't playing on the thing.
I'll tell you what my favorite scene was the TPS report scene. Just having three different people telling you about the TPS reports. You follow the TPS reports, and I've been in that position where, hey Pat, did you do this? Hey Pat, you didn't do that. Make sure you do that. Oh Pat, by the way, make sure you do that. Oh, by the way, and it's just
now. Do you feel that
suck it?
Do you feel that people do that to you because you're
too many Chiefs? You know what I mean?
Do you feel that people do that to you because you're of medium height and medium build? Do you feel if you were taller that people wouldn't do that to you? No. I'm just teasing. But I like those guys over there, man. It's like a fucking Red Carrot Top show with those two over there. Prop comics. Mail, you should be a prop comic. We need some more.
I'm describing the movie sounds boring.
Right, dude,
I'm going to fucking sleep.
I have no interest.
There's no black prop comics, man. But I like the
Sinbad. Wasn't Sinbad? Sinbad
wasn't a prop comic.
Sinbad's on Cameo. I tried. I messaged him. He didn't message me back.
I know I was in a shtick, but I thought you did somewhat of it.
Sinbad was the first black dude I remember to have both ears pierced.
Yeah.
You remember that? 1991, Sinbad was. Roses and Red are on Heavy D, same guy. Wait, is Sinbad Heavy D? For those of you who are out there, if you know it's Sinbad,
and here we go.
If you got a picture of Sinbad and Heavy D, email the show so we can air it.
What's your favorite Sinbad movie?
Heavy D is fucking dead. Sinbad is still alive. They cannot be the same.
What Sinbad movie do you like better, First Kid or Jingle All the Way?
Let's get back to Office Space. No,
man. Can we move on past Office Space?
The fucking trend. The goddamn hashtags for the show say Office Space. Get that talking about Office Space. And talk about Dante.
Okay, but allow me to explain something. That movie sounds boring as shit. It's awesome that the girl gave us an interview and she's done other things. But it sounds like a horrible movie.
We had to interview. We had to do Italian.
Do you want to even be on the show? I mean,
the
whole show sucks. Fuck this show.
Fuck it, I'm gonna keep going with this.
I didn't say fuck the show. It just you've been talking about Office Space for like 45 fucking
because
minutes.
It's a great, fantastic
on top of a
movie.
25-minute
American cinematic classic. But you can react to all those characters. You work with people like that. You know what I mean?
Oh, everybody in that movie is relatable to a character at every job. Everybody has their Gary Cole character, the Lumberg character.
What about the Progressive commercial?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Let's say the Progressive commercial that Kinna McInroe did.
That's what I'm saying. Just move
This-
on to
this is-
actual
this is-
stuff.
this
She's
is-
done.
this is
I wasn't
quite
trying to be a dick.
There you are being a dick because you're a fucking asshole, you piece of shit. That's why nobody likes you, you fucking fat wars. All right,
This
Chrome
is
tab.
hilarious. This is what happens when you come back from social
right?
distancing for so long. And
Hey,
then
he's come back.
quarantine.
Oh, I run shit. My name's Don. Yeah.
Now you come back, everybody hate each other.
All right. Now, quiet while we hear this interview. This is courtesy of Progressive. We might get banned for this. Hold on.
Oh, shit.
You feel like cliche foil characters scheming against the top insurer for no reason? Nah. So, why don't we like Flo? She has the name your price to her and we want it. But why? Why don't we actually do any work?
Why do you only own one suit?
It's just the way it is, underdeveloped office character. You're right. Thanks, Bill. No, you're Bill, Tom. You know what? No one cares.
Someone's here.
That's funny. Wait, somebody's here. That's cool. All right, that's the. I wonder if that's a. Is that a cop?
Is it?
We have a visitor.
Oh no, someone just stole my car.
Did somebody steal a car?
Hey, come back!
Hey, whoa! Don't yell into the mic. We're live.
Oh, I'm sorry. Calm down. Like you
He
never
goes
did that.
from whispering to
You never
yelling
did
into
that.
mic. This dude has never used a mic
Like you have
before.
never done that. Like you have never done that.
Oh,
Like
thank-
neither of you have done
All
that.
right, if anybody out there.
No, we really haven't.
Oh,
From last week, if you're listening and you're from Nigeria, thank you. Our Nigerian viewership is up 4,000% for the last 8-day period. Thank you to the different continents. Pass the Dutchie to the left-hand side, please, sir. Now, everybody, like we were talking about, everybody has a character in that movie you can relate to. Now, do you remember Pat, you remember the scene where they're in tchotchkes and the server comes up? That guy is fucking hilarious.
Yeah. The waiter?
Yeah.
Hey, did you know Mike Judge was in that movie?
Yeah, he's Stan, the guy who works at Fred.
Jeff Branson's boss, yeah.
Yeah, I read that
The too much flair guy.
that Mike Judge, a bunch of people went to like the
Or
TGI
not-
Fridays
not
after
the
that,
Flair guy, not
and
the
they
Flair.
asked him like, "What happened to your flair?" And they said after the movie came out that so many people made fun of it that they dropped it from the dress code and they didn't have the flair no more.
I remember you talking about that. That's the same dude that did Beavis and Butthead.
That's the reason I got into it right away. I was an Office Space fan from the beginning because I love Beavis and Butthead.
Beavis and Butthead is great, man.
Fucking best cartoon in the '90s. If you're out there, and you want
I
to
wish I kept
chime
going.
in on Office Space.
I wish I would have kept going like the Simpsons.
Office
You know,
Space,
those
They
other.
tried to bring it back, but it didn't have
I
the
know, but that
same kind
sucks
of-
because Simpsons has been going on for 30 years, and South Park's been going on for 20 years. Why couldn't that keep going?
Did you see?
God damn it.
Did you see Beavis and Butthead Do America? The
I
movie.
did.
I
It was a
love
great
that movie.
It
That's like one of my
It was a
favorites.
phenomenal movie.
I like when they were sitting there in the plane, and the plane like went up to the front, and he rolled over in the front. He's like, "Get out of the cockpit." He's like, "Oh, you said," and then they just
Yeah.
crashed.
Yeah.
You're gonna do lots of slots in Las Vegas.
Diarrhea. Yeah. We're in the slots.
All right, so in the end, check out Office Space. It's available on local streaming platforms, and you probably got a DVD of it somewhere in your closet, like I do. Or you might have it like, if you went to Iraq, it's probably on your hard drive from Iraq if you find it. It's probably in another closet. But let's get into some other issues here. We're about the halfway point of this show. Let's, you know what? Let's do our whatchamacallit here. We're gonna do our intro. We don't do the intro at the beginning anymore because I've learned that
Doesn't make any goddamn sense.
you don't make it.
It's called an intro because you played at the
Wait,
fucking
sure.
beginning.
Wait a minute.
All right, hold on.
This is the mid-dro.
Okay, there's a
This
majority
is the
rule.
intermission.
Once we get big, this is gonna be the spot
The
where
majority rules on this, correct? This is
Yes, this is fucking retarded.
doesn't make any
this
sense.
is the time when I
We
would.
didn't already talk to the audience, so how we gonna be like?
Doesn't make
And
any
now
sense.
here's who we
That's
are.
like being in the middle of your set talking about some. Oh, I forgot to say I'm Anthony.
All right, you are listening to the
I forgot to
STD
tell you my
podcast.
name.
This is RK Peter McMillan. This is the STD podcast. Smoke weed every day.
All right, there we go. Now we're back live. Now,
wait, that was the intro?
Yeah, that's the intro.
Oh, I thought we had to say something.
No. That's in the beginning. What I've learned is that, like, do you remember when you weren't there when we interviewed Travis Irvine? Well, a couple weeks ago, we interviewed Travis Irvine, the Libertarian candidate for governor back in 2018. Well, we sat around for the first minute when we played the intro because he was live with us, and it was like, we had all the, and I was like, nah, we got to do something shorter. And then last week I played the shorter intro, and I was like, you know what, this is kind of silly because when people are going to click on the show, they're not, nobody's live when we first go on anyway, so it's kind of silly for after the fact.
It doesn't matter, they can.
But when they watch it later in the week, they're going to watch the intro to the show. It looks more official. You don't start the show and then fucking 40 minutes in go, and now here's our intro.
Yeah,
that don't make any sense.
You're worried about the live viewership for some reason, but what you don't realize
is there's numbers after that live viewership.
Well, even the people also check this out though.
You gotta treat this like you got
and they can go back and listen to that.
Well, if you're watching Joe Rogan, he doesn't go, hey, this is the Joe Rogan show and have a 15-second intro or whatever. He just talks right away. That's what he does. You know what I mean? That's what I was getting at. Like,
Joe Rogan made a name for himself to do that though. Like he can do that.
People know it's okay. So let's
the
get
intro is important. It has to be at the beginning because it sets the pace for the show.
Exactly.
If it's a short intro, if it's a long intro, even if you take the long intro and just play a snippet of it.
Plus, what is that?
It still matters as a draw-in for an audience.
Yeah,
it looks more professional to have an intro to the show.
We could do stand-up. Mel, you could do your ass-eating joke right over there in that little pallet. I could just shine a light. You're presenting the thing, man. That'd be cool. All right. But Mayo has an ass-eating joke he might drop us later. He left some hints earlier. I don't know if he's going to tell us the ass-eating joke.
I told the whole joke.
Well, you told us, but you don't know if our three viewers might want to hear our joke.
Don't hint that if he's not going to want to do it.
Well, I'm saying he might. I didn't say he's going to. Fucking Michael J. Fox might show up with the goddamn salad and make us a fucking awesome dinner. But it's not probably going to happen because, for one, he has epilepsy or whatever the fuck he got. And two, it's hard to buy lettuce this late at night.
He literally, did he just say he has epilepsy?
Parkinson's, whatever, man. My fucking doctor, my goddamn talk show host. Anyways.
Neither.
Speaking of doctors, right? Shit. Oh, we dropped down to one viewer. Good job, guys. But
I love the way he goes on a rant and then blames us like we're the ones that caused it.
All right, speaking of your rant, what were you were going to rant? Now we're down to one.
It wasn't even. Wow, really?
What else is on this itinerary? Jesus.
Okay, I got a bunch of stuff.
I just want to look at it.
Don has a rant he wants to do, though.
Well, one of the subjects actually has something to do with what I was going to say. So,
what was it about? We can go into it now. Is it the Indian's name?
The masking coin storage. I like that.
You want to do the coin storage? The masking?
Oh, no, let's go into what that has to say.
Yeah, what's up, man? We have plenty of time. We're not.
I'm absolutely fucking tired of this governor. Fucking dude, he waits till the midsummer to go. Now everybody has to wear masks every fucking where. This shit's been out for what, 3 months now? Anybody who's been exposed has already been exposed.
No longer than that.
Stop with the fucking stupid masks. It's not fucking helping.
Now, what's weird about the masks to me is that, like, half the people are like, yeah, we got a mask. If you don't mask, you're a murderer. Yay. And the other half are like, I'm not going to mask at all. You guys eat shit. Boo. And it's like the actual solution is somewhere in the middle. I mean, it's a happy medium. But people's immune systems have to get used to stuff again. You can't just isolate and sanitize all the time.
Dude, I'm fat. It's summer. I don't want to have any clothes on, let alone a fucking mask on my face, because some people are afraid of a fucking sickness.
It's a sign of respect. It's a courtesy to wear the mask, plus the droplets coming out of your mouth.
Right, like, for example, watch. People say, oh, the mask helps. This is the mask I used to go in the store.
Where you get your mask?
I bought mine at Dick's Sporting Goods. But watch, like, you can't smoke through the mask. And if you do smoke through the mask, watch.
First of all, why a lot of
stores, go through it.
They're not supposed to smoke in stores like that.
Well, you can't. Some stores you can smoke, like the cigar store.
You can't wait till you get out of the store to smoke.
Well, sometimes. Well, what if you really need a cigarette? You don't smoke. You don't know how it is.
I'm just saying, fuck the mask.
You don't smoke.
There's no fucking point in them.
Well, it's not for you. It's for the old people. Because like you may be asymptomatic, and if you cough, and that old person gets it.
I mean, maybe, obviously, working in a job where you have to have a mask, and then you're working with all kinds of people. You don't know what they have. You don't know what they don't know what you have. It's just, And plus, you got trained medical professionals telling you where the
Don't
mask.
fucking drive with your mask on. You look like a fucking moron.
That is stupid.
Why,
That's stupid.
why is that such a pet peeve for people? Like, who gives a fuck?
Because you're not around people. You're just in your.
Well,
own
if the mask is comfortable and it's not bothering me, and I just don't feel like taking it off, and I'm going from store to store, who matters if it's in your car?
Plus, maybe they're doing it. Sometimes I've done it too, where my mask at my job all the time. Sometimes I'm driving, and I'm so used to it, I don't realize that I haven't taken it off yet, and I'm halfway home, and I'm like, oh shit, maybe I should take it off. It could be that. That happened to me, where I'm like, oh fuck,
Shit's retarded.
Mayo, do you have any masks? You wear your mask at work, right?
I got a mask, yeah. I mean, I keep it on me just in case I go somewhere that requires a mask, but I don't.
Well, she's everywhere now.
Everywhere requires a mask.
I've been in all these stores. I've been in there without no mask. A lot of people have been in there without masks. Some people are not abiding by this. Some stores really don't care. They just got the sign up,
right?
Because they have to have it up, but some of them don't care.
We should put up the. There's a hotline for masking. Let's see what the.
Because like today, I was gonna go into Circle K in Twinsburg, but I was the only person without a mask. I'm like, I don't know if I should do that. So I sat in the car for a minute and waited on somebody without a mask to walk in there. So they walked in, came out with some bags. I said, oh, it's cool. I walked in. I mean, I had the mask.
You don't think it's ridiculous to have this paranoid ass culture?
I mean, that's
literally you just said that you felt weird about walking into a store without a fucking mask. Do you realize how?
Nah, because I didn't want to walk in there and they'd be like, you got to wear a mask, or we're not going to serve you. So I was like, I wasn't about to go through that. Just for the simple fact, I just got off work, and then I probably would have argued because I would have been like, "Bitch, I'm just getting some gas. Like, I'll throw the 10 at you and just put it on 4. Like, like I don't want to go through all that. So I just wanted to confirm that people, because I'm in Twinsburg, I'm black. I don't want to cause a scene. Like I will, because I'm petty. So I just wanted to confirm that it's okay. So I seen these kids walk in there without their masks.
To report masking violations in Cuyahoga County, please call 216-698-5050. Again, that's 216-698.
I swear to God, if you call that number, you are the biggest bitch on the planet.
I'm not going to say you're the biggest bitch on the planet, but you are kind of a tool. I can't say that because there are instances.
No, if you call that number to report people, you're a bitch.
Now, if you call to report one person walking in the store, okay, that's a stupid move.
Did you see?
But there are instances where that number might be needed. Like, say the Alpha Chi fraternity wants to have a giant fucking rager at the beach, and they're having group sex. You know what frats do. You need a number to report that if they're not wearing masks and rubbing up and all that.
Did you see the Columbus news? They said, don't call 911. Take a picture of the person and send it in.
Oh, they're gonna call 911.
Dude, what makes you think people gonna let you just take a picture of them? People gonna be getting fucked up.
Right?
I'm literally the only one that thinks this is insane.
Can you imagine somebody walking up to you taking a picture of you because you ain't got a mask on?
I'm gonna walk up. I'm gonna go to the beach and be like, take pictures of titties and shit. Be like, oh, I'm checking your masking violations. Why don't you take a picture of my face? Never you mind. Want to take a picture of. Like this. What's gonna happen?
Joe is definitely the fucking To Catch a Predator due to this group.
Chris Hansen gonna come
Like, you would not be surprised if Chris Hansen popped out and said, "Hello, Joe."
Oh, yeah. Oh, so he's the.
Do you remember when that guy?
He can be like, I don't do this show anymore, but take a seat.
I think someone was just. It was weird. They
I have
pulled
your
in
chat
and they
balls.
just sped
What
off.
are you doing here?
They might have saw a couple orange lights outside. If you're out there in studio and you want to join us, come by the house, man. Also, to report masking violations in Cuyahoga County, please call 216-698-5050. Again, that number is 216-698-5050.
Do not call that.
I want you to remember this number.
Is it a little weird that we're not wearing masks and you're at Urging? Plus, we're in your private.
I have.
They're about to report all 4.
We're smoking sanitizer that I got from Nigeria. That's why I did the
They
Nigeria.
passing blunts around and fucking.
Right. It's like
They breaking
fucking
all the
$5.
rules.
They're not even 6 feet apart.
But yeah.
They should have separate numbers for social.
And we're not even a square table degenerates anymore because it's a fucking triangle or a rectangle.
So there was a toilet paper shortage. Now there's a coin shortage.
Why is there? Okay, I saw these signs.
I don't know.
All right, look now.
Why was there a toilet paper
No.
shortage? It doesn't make any sense.
No, I don't use coins because I fucking hate change. because that stems from when I used to work in the office back in the pre-COVID world. I had we used to have to go through the metal detector, and I fucking hated taking oil change on it, so I just whatever. I just use a card most of the time. And I walk by these stores and says we're out of change. Like, how the fuck do you run out of change? What's going on, Pat? You know somebody who works at a store, I think.
Yeah.
What is this about, buddy?
What was the toilet paper thing about? You know what I mean? It doesn't make any sense. Why was there a shortage of
toilet paper? I can understand because everybody ran
I know it's improper to answer a question with a question, but I guess what I'm trying to say is I don't have a good answer. Banks all of a sudden are running out of coins.
It just makes no sense.
They're running out of shells
to offices. Yeah,
they're running out of shells, Joe.
When they're fully stocked at the Sunoco.
The people with they rely on laundromats still. They need their quarters, and it's sad.
Well, all these machines can run on. If you're a conspiracy theorist,
yeah.
I think here's
to
get rid of fucking coin-operated machines, just have everybody use cards.
I have another juicy tidbit to share with you. Do you know what else there's a shortage of?
What's that?
Aluminum cans.
Interesting. I don't drink, so.
No. Like Pepsi.
Yeah, even that. I don't drink anything out of a can. Everything I drink is.
Yeah. So there's aluminum can shortage for whatever reason. So, the common drinks that you purchase, like Coke, Pepsi, Sprite, whatnot, you'll still get that because
Busch Light's common.
I haven't even heard for a canned beer, just canned pop,
bro.
So I think for some reason the canned beer is fine. I haven't heard it's mainly for pop.
Busch Light is fine. Busch Light was a good beer.
Oh, by the way, if you're not from the Midwest, we call soda pop. If you're listening.
And now Joe will explain exactly what soda is.
New Yorkers listening. But anyhow, yeah, so the Coke and Pepsi, there's enough for those high-selling cans. But if you want, like, Coke Zero or vanilla Coke, shit like that,
well,
Tab. It doesn't sell where...
Tab, are they selling
I don't think they sell Tab. I don't think they sell Tab since, 1987.
They should make Tab.
I think they sell Tab since Michael J. Fox as...
Mayo, do you remember Tab? The Pop Tab?
Yeah.
Did you like it? Was it big in your house?
I liked it.
What about Jolt? Remember Jolt?
Jolt
Cola with twice the caffeine as regular cola. You remember that?
No.
What about Josta with guarana? It was from the Brazilian rainforest. A special bean.
What about Crystal Pepsi? And they had the Van Halen song right now as their theme song.
Hell yeah! I remember when I was in high school, we had a pop machine. It was 50 cents for a can of pop, and I remember when they put Crystal Pepsi in that bitch.
Yeah.
It was the same year Zima came out. Do you remember?
Zima.
Now, do you remember the Saturday Night Live commercial for Clear Gravy?
Zima.
And this chick was like, she had
you
the
can
sausage.
see your meat.
And she was like putting the sausage and all. They had this Clear Gravy on it. Okay, she was sucking the dick. It was so fucking funny, dude. Oh my god.
Remember the Pepsi Blue?
Pepsi Blue.
You don't remember that?
No, I haven't drank pop since 07.
Oh, I didn't know you.
Yeah, when I quit smoking cigarettes is when I quit drinking pop. Same fucking day, man.
I've cut down on the pop a lot. But
no, is there a coin? Would you notice that there was a coin shortage if they didn't say there was a coin shortage? Like, when was the last time you used a coin?
I mean, obviously, I know because of but
you think this is a plot by like Giant Eagle to get rid of the oldies because you have the coin op cards?
Yeah.
Oh, we can't see the GE word on here. Somebody we knew works for this. It's not me. Somebody looks like Tyrion Lannister. All right, Did anybody die recently in our death pool? Have we looked at that recently?
Oh, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Yeah, I haven't thought about that in a long time.
Man, it seems kind of morbid in this fucking post-COVID world to have a death pool now.
Yeah, we gotta look into that. We gotta look at our list. You have the master list.
Yeah, it's somewhere around here.
Yeah, look at that. Find the fuck out.
It's probably that thing with all the weed on it.
It's somewhere.
I think that's it. Speaking of weed, did you know that was I got banned from Facebook for saying where the weed at? That was what I said.
Dude, you were so pissed.
It was salty, man. Why the fuck are they gonna ban?
Oh, that's why you went to jail?
Yeah, literally. Somebody posted a picture of like somebody passed out edibles, and I wrote "Where the weed at?" underneath it.
And
they said I was soliciting drugs and terrorist activity.
It had to be somebody that you know. How would they catch you? That means
it's a bot. What is this? A bot? When anybody looks like they're selling weed in a post or whatever, it flags it automatically. And the thing with Facebook is there's no automatic trigger there's no appeal process because Zuckerberg just hires all these fucking auto detect bots. You're just fucked.
Yeah.
If I depended on my business for something like that, I've been fucked, man.
I got blocked from Facebook for like 2-3 days for calling my friend a fat fuck, and somebody took offense to that.
Damn.
Apparently.
Somebody
Next thing I know, I log on, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, we're blocking you for the inappropriate comment." Obviously, they keep that anonymous who did it, and I think it's kind of shady. It's like, fuck you.
Right, it should tell you who did that shit.
I would, so we can be like,
Murph writes RC
Well,
colon.
after my 3-day suspension, I could call your bitch ass out.
retaliation is probably
RC Cola. No, they still make RC Cola.
Yeah, they do. I believe so.
They still do.
The one thing I liked about RC Cola is it kind of tasted similar to Pepsi and Coke, but it was like fucking half the price, man. You could get like a 12-pack for $3, and that's not when it's on sale. Like if it was on sale, you could get like $2. $2 for a 12-pack of pop, man. That's a really good deal. Now, sometimes you can get that with Pepsi if you got a coupon, but not all the time.
I like RC.
I don't like couponings, though. I don't like couponing. I think that's fucking. Life's too short to coupon, man. Some of these
just sit there and just cut.
Right, let me cut up 8 newspapers.
I never got that.
I apologize to any ladies out there in the audience. It's always ladies for some reason. Who want a coupon.
That's outrageous.
The women at my job be trading coupons like
They got
fucking
clubs and shit,
cards,
bro.
like Pokemon cards.
Like we be
bro.
trading hoes, they be trading coupons.
Dude, they be like, I
It's
give you the
ridiculous.
toilet
I mean-
paper for the mouthwash. Like, what? That's not even a fair exchange.
Right? Send out messages like, if anybody has the June 10th mailer with a coupon for cheap tobacco, please send it to me. It's like, what the fuck, man? Nobody gives a shit. I mean, you get your... And it just holds up the line. I mean, if they made it more convenient, the Giant Eagle now, because like the coupon stores,
Right.
Dude, I
you
give you a
can
roll
just
of
scan
toilet
all
paper
these
for
logos in the
Roman
box now.
noodles.
I'm pretty surprised because you're one of the cheapest,
Right.
if not the cheapest person I ever met in my life, and you don't do coupons. That's pretty funny.
You also underestimate my laziness. I'm cheap, but I'm also really fucking lazy.
Yeah.
So, like,
Well, yeah, man. I mean, you don't have to sit there and just go snip, you know.
and man, I don't
You
like.
just happen to see a coupon.
Like if I buy
$5
something and
off.
there's a mail-in warranty, I just punt the warranty because I know I'm gonna forget to fucking do all that.
Like a,
I gotta go find a letter, find a stamp.
I
Like,
mean-
who the fuck has a stamp in 2020?
I mean, even if you just
I always forget the
you know, you're
man.
going
Right.
like you're going through the ads and you see $5 off tube steak, you know. Limit, no limit.
No limit at the Giant Eagle tube steak, 5 for $1 at Pat Bulger's. That's why they call him Bulger, because he has a tube steak. Bulge here for the tube steak. Now
Tube steak special, baby.
man, you know what's fun is some weed. You're about to get into some weed here in a minute.
No, we're not.
Let's see. We're gonna have the Pat punch in the face contest.
Oh, speaking of punching the face.
Are we gonna box?
Oh man, so
All right, so okay, we've had a lot of boxers on the show. We've had Peter McNeely, four-time. We've also had 4-time world champ Kelly Pavlik. Those are interviews are available in the ST library below, somewhere on the screen. I'm too lazy to edit it, so just click around. But we in the group chat had a discussion about these two guys boxing now.
So-
Have you ever seen Peter McNeely box Butterbean? That's what I think this is going to look like. He obviously being McNeely because he's a total rager, and this guy being Butterbean because of his weight doesn't match his height.
So apparently I did something that he could not do and put some kind of triggered something in you that makes you want to box me as opposed to this motherfucker.
You know why? Because
This guy.
Oh, I boxed him in a heartbeat too.
Okay.
But with Joe,
He'd be a pussy.
Joe's too lazy to do anything.
I'll tell you what, for podcast purposes, this is going to get us more
Joe be the
viewership.
type
I'll
to
do
go
it.
time out.
I might not survive, but
We'll
I'll do
wear,
it.
look,
Go
we'll wear
smoke the
headgear,
blunt. Hold on,
We'll
I'm
just
not
do it
high
for
enough
fun.
this shit.
but let's box.
Okay.
Just for sport, and why not?
We'll just do maybe a half a round.
Why
I don't think that exists, but
Day? I want to box.
You want to box too?
Yeah.
You should
Because-
we got to pick a comedian to box. Have him box Desmond Turner.
I'll tell you what, though. It would have been more entertaining
gotta
for you
be
to box Kangaroo,
I wanna
but I don't think
box
that's ever
Don.
going to happen because I don't think we know anybody that
I
has
want to body
Kangaroo.
shot Don.
So obviously,
Dude, you wear a
I know
kangaroo
how to
suit.
budget it. If it has to be closer to Halloween time because I don't think we have a costume shop.
So you're willing to box me in a kangaroo suit?
I will box you in a kangaroo suit, yes.
What are you going to be dressed like? Steve Irwin?
No, this way I get to box a kangaroo.
I will box in I will dress up in a kangaroo suit.
You can drop
Yes.
the nug.
I will.
All right, we need
Can I be the ref?
Yeah,
dude. You
Yeah.
can totally be the
Yeah,
ref.
ring girl. Hey, bring
yeah,
this
and
up,
then
bro.
Joe and Tom can do the yes. Yeah, that's a great. Let's do that.
I'll be the ref.
All
I'll
right,
be the ref. I'll be the kangaroo. Joe
Joe.
Butterbean.
Find us a gym that has a boxing ring that we can
He's
use.
not even listening. Joe, you're listening.
Yeah, but
Okay.
Find us a ring, or find us a gym that has a boxing ring.
Well, we're just
That
going
will allow us to
to
box.
square off a section of the driveway. You guys
No, you don't want to do it hillbilly shit. Let's really fucking figure out how to do this shit. Box in a ring,
There's a show.
You in a kangaroo suit.
Is this something different?
You can pick whatever suit you want for me to wear.
Joe, is this different?
It's the same way.
Right.
Kangaroo suits
All
are
right,
to
let's
rent
make
a
that fair.
Where the fuck are you gonna rent a kangaroo suit?
Wait. What's the last thing you said?
You can pick any costume you want for me to box in. And you better not put me in a fucking tutu.
An alligator.
You just said I could pick any costume.
Yes.
Oh, costume.
Oh, the Blink one or the Borat Speedo. The Borat Speedo.
I'll think about it. I mean, I'm fine with you.
Nobody wants to see me box in a Speedo, bro.
Nobody wants to see you in any
That could
costume
be
ever.
fucking disastrous.
Just as long as you don't have a shirt on.
Headgear or no?
Yes, we're gonna
Hey,
use
make
that
him
gear.
dress like Andre.
It ain't about hurting
Yeah.
Make him
It's
dress
more
like
for
Andre.
the entertainment.
Entertainment.
Why don't
I am down for entertainment.
Why don't you guys? All right, now Tom's not here.
I'm
This
not
would be perfect-
dressing up.
This would be perfect because Tom could explain this. But in the Marines, they got this thing they call pugil sticks.
Dude, you
And
gotta dress up
they
like
grab,
Joe
they,
Bill,
they
right?
grab these big sticks and they got foam on the end of them, and they go up against each other.
Oh, it needs to
And
dress up.
you remember Full Metal Jacket? You've ever seen Full Metal Jacket?
Yeah.
Remember the scene in basic training when they're all of a sudden they're rooting and cheering and they're in the circle and they got those giant sticks. And why don't you guys do something like that? That'd be cool.
I gotta look at that scene again. I don't remember.
We're not gonna joust. We want a box.
It's kind of like mouse, or it's like a combination of it. They're hitting each other with
Why
the
don't
stick.
y'all just don't dress up and
And
just
then-
box?
I think we should just do blows to the chest, man. I'm the money maker, like I said, the money maker.
If you're gonna be wearing a headgear, you'll be fine.
I've just had this.
Let's
thing
make
about
it a
listening-
legit
I don't-
boxing
I don't
contest.
have,
I'm willing to get punched in the face. Are you willing to get punched in the face?
not really, no, because I don't want to lose any teeth.
I'm not gonna knock your teeth
He
out.
can't even see his own wiener. He's not going to be able to lift his hand up this high to fucking punch you in the face. You're talking about getting hit in the face. Come on, man.
Yeah,
Show some goddamn common sense, Pat. The fuck?
fuck you. You don't even do
Fucking
it.
Pat. I swear to God.
Since we are like really void stunts on the show, we might as well do something for fun.
Who's been avoiding stunts? I've gotten pepper sprayed. I've waxed my chest umpteen times. I've eaten in multiple eating contests.
Why don't we have an
I'm
act?
taking my shirt off in 10 below.
Let's tie this
Pretty
together.
Well, I'm gonna up this a little bit,
Okay.
and next week I will show video proof of a stunt I will do.
Okay.
All right,
Okay, but I'm just
but we're
saying
still gonna box.
the proof is in the pudding and in the video.
I'm not saying that you don't do your fair share. You do. You do more than most of them.
And I'm willing to get tatted on there too.
Right.
Get my first tat on there.
All right, here's
So,
let's tie in some of the earlier part of the show to right now. Now you guys know what ass eating is, right? Why don't we do an ass eating reaction video live on the air? Mayo is a big ass eater, or like a big ass eating fan. So what he's gonna do is we're all gonna chip in.
Dude, literally.
Now this is a risk. I don't know what his Pornhub subscriptions is right now. We're gonna all chip in $10 for the month, so you can get the premium. And he's gonna find the 5 grossest ass eating videos you can find out there. All right.
Just follow
I
my
draw the line of
OnlyFans
fecal.
page.
No fecal. I don't want to see brown.
No.
We're not going to Brownstown here. We're just straight up fucking tongue to ass.
Two
I mean,
girls,
this
one
is a
cup.
Brownstown, but
No.
not that kind of Brownstown.
No 2 girls, 1 cup. None of that. But so Mayo gets his 5 best ass eating videos on Pornhub, and we watch them when we react live in the air. What do you think?
Right.
That's a good
Obviously,
segment.
we couldn't show the video,
Right. We couldn't even show the
but
sound.
we can show our reaction.
Yeah,
Right. We'd be like,
Well, pull it up. I'll tell you, my friend.
No. Also, to report masking violations in Cuyahoga County, please call 216-698-5050.
You're
That's-
a bitch.
Hey, that's a good idea for like an ongoing, a recurring segment.
That's so. I'm gonna keep this banner up the whole fucking show. It's so funny.
We gotta think of a tagline for that too. Mayo talk, but that's too generic. You guys can
Mayo
think of a
talk.
good
That sounds like the
segment
boringest
for-
show ever. And now back to
know.
mayonnaise, Chet. What is your favorite item to mayonnaise on? I enjoy a good burger. And
Yeah,
back
I
to
just said it was generic, asshole. I don't agree with
a
that.
generic asshole.
That's just a placeholder until we can find a better name for it.
So let's do 3 1-minute rounds. It's 3 minutes.
That's 3 minutes to.
1 minute. You guys can't last 1 minute in anything. How about we do 3 30-second rounds? Only shots to the nuts.
I was just as long as you do it like the Mayweather Pacquiao fight of 2011, 2012, whatever year that was.
Well,
Was there a lot of this, a lot of
In
that?
honor of our show's greatest asset, Mr. Peter McNeely, let's take how long he lasted against Tyson, divide that by 3. That's how long you guys go. So like 3 45-second rounds, something like that.
Oh, this is going to be a good segment because I'll be scared as shit.
No, we can.
There's nothing to be scared of.
I know, but I'm just saying.
We're do it for sport. It's just for
my
fun.
reaction.
Oh yeah, then you start boxing. He gonna punch down in the face. Now I gonna get serious and get all bad.
I'm gonna be instigating.
It's just gonna get bad.
I'm gonna be instigating him seeing shit.
I'm gonna be instigating.
Like, hey Don, bang your manager at work,
no,
talking shit, and then
fuck him up.
This is gonna be the best show we ever had.
The best show we ever had is the
find us a gym to do this shit in. I'm serious.
They say the more ghetto the gym, the better it is.
Yeah,
from the most shittiest neighborhood in Cleveland right now.
East.
Why did you look at me?
Because you live in the ghetto.
There was literally a black dude right next to me. You looked at me and go, "Hey, do you know of any good ghetto gyms?"
Because you live in the ghetto.
We deduced earlier that you were not in the hood. Oh, arm wrestle. That's a good one. We can have an arm wrestle like in the movie Over the Top.
No,
let's do the boxing. I think will be a better show.
Hernan Cortez wanted us to cock wrestle. I said we're not getting hard on command. I'm not fucking Johnny Watt. You know what I mean? What the fuck?
Yeah, he would.
Shit crazy.
Johnny Watt.
I appreciate your guts in accepting the challenge, though. It'll be fun.
You gotta get eating weight classes, Pat. You have to start eating a lot more.
Y'all gotta do a weigh-in.
Right, we're gonna have to do a weigh-in.
Oh, yeah, we'll do a weigh-in. We'll do the whole.
Well, we're gonna have to say, hey,
y'all gotta look each other in the face and pose for the fucking.
if we're gonna do a weigh-in, we're gonna need some more people and a bigger scale. I don't know. People can turn our necks that high. We're gonna need like 2 people to spot the numbers on the scale to see how high it goes up for Don. Man, he's a big guy, man. I'm just saying. He's a fun. He likes eating.
I am down.
The pizza.
It might be the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life, but for the sake of the podcast, I'm going to do it.
Don's been working on some material. My main material, I mean food, fast food. He's going to his waistline.
So, have you guys been working on your material through all this? You know,
have you done any mics since the show's been? I know Don has. Have you done any mics?
Mayo's been right. I saw Mayo.
Like 4 shows already.
What's it? Was the whole crowd?
And I got like 4 of them booked.
Was it quarantine crowd? Was they all masked?
No, they wasn't.
None of them was masked.
Nobody was wearing masks. Nobody
was
social distancing.
They was just loving the comedy, man.
They're gonna have to mask.
The crowds are so easy right now because they want to laugh right now. It's so fucked up.
It's weird though because like we're at a comedy crossroads. You can only really talk about.
That can be kind of detrimental too because then you don't really know if your material is going to hit when the crowds actually get.
Well, it's like this, man. If you make the people laugh and you don't offend them, you get laughs. That's it.
I did a show. I was the only person that got the crowd to laugh.
What was the other people? The other people, did they all have COVID jokes? Because I would just fucking walk out.
That's all it was. Yeah, they talk about COVID.
I mean,
I don't know. It just wasn't delivering the shit right.
Then I go good material on COVID. I think.
I go through with a set and they go crazy. Everyone at the bar bought me drinks, dude. It was nice.
Well, I think about like
this. You know what?
Everybody.
Nice.
The last fucking time we were on that fucking
person.
Really, even the headliner, huh?
Dude, it wasn't no headliner.
Oh, I thought there was.
It was just people.
At the funny. Oh, yeah. I thought you were talking about the funny stuff.
Oh no, the funny stuff. I ain't even do that good at the funny stuff. I don't know how I move forward. I rushed my set.
So he's doing the contest again?
Yeah.
All right, good.
I rushed my set, and I had a young crowd, and my set ain't for a younger crowd. Like, they don't fuck with that shit.
Those young millennials.
Going forward, most jokes are going to be about
snappers,
weed and porn. Like everybody's set.
That's the only thing that was hidden on the young crowd was my closer killed it.
Until it's weird. And me and Mayo was talking about this for like 30 seconds before Don got here. The way there's such a shift right now in comedy, and not many people realize this. People go, "Oh, the comedy, everybody's soft." There's 2 things right now that I've noticed. The only things people talk about: weed and porn. Anything else is either old school or just nobody laughs at it. You know what I mean? So it's like there's a seismic shift, and after all this settles, people are gonna have to figure out what actually people want to laugh about.
You just gotta have something interesting.
Because roast.
Sick of hearing the same shit.
Well, the days of roast are going to be
right.
over.
That's always why I could get laughs because I come from a fucking totally different perspective.
People that talk about
none of that shit.
People that talk about themselves are the ones that the crowd want to hear.
Well, the days of roast are going to be over because I mean, if you look at like say there's a female comic up there, all the guy says is, "Oh, you're a whore," and you can't do that no more. I mean, those days have sailed. Yeah, it's just not funny. I mean, it wasn't funny one time, sure, but I mean, the way society is, the way demographics have switched. All the young people, the same millennials, the Gen Zs, before that, people born in this century.
Dude, you can almost say anything, and if it's funny, it's gonna work.
Yeah,
It's how you word shit.
But
I've gotten away with some very foul shit on stage.
That was
There's a lot of sensitivity nowadays.
There's been a huge shift. Like
There's also this fucking core of people who don't buy into that bullshit.
Yeah, but they're not
going to laugh at the
not,
funny fucking joke because it's funny.
But they won't get. They're
not going to get their panties in a bunch.
Well, where are you going to run a show like that? Where are you going to run a pro-Trump show somewhere? It's going to get picked.
It's fucking comedy. You enter at your own risk.
Well, if
you get what I'm saying,
I get that. But say you're doing this set, and three people in the back like boo, rapist, or whatever. They're saying whatever. Say you did a rape joke or abortion joke.
Almost all comedians have fucking YouTube pages and shit like that. If you're going to go to a show, chances are you're going to go to one that has a lineup. You're going to look up the people in the fucking lineup to see what kind of comedian they are before you fucking go to the show.
But these people can't even, or the people that did jokes like that, that perform like that, they just don't want to perform no more. They just, what was that one guy on Saturday Night Live who, he made a joke about Chinese people on his YouTube page or whatever. It was something, a joke I could see one of us making back in the day, even you nowadays. And this
I'm not going to change who I am. Fuck that.
Everybody, everybody got different styles.
That's true, but I'm saying though, if nobody's laughing, if nobody laughs,
right?
That's their fault.
Well, the thing is that
go listen to
Being Uncensored has a fan base just like Being PC does. You get what I'm saying? There's a group that wants to hear that kind of material too.
Yeah, I mean, look at Dave Chappelle. Like, he go off the wall with shit.
Yeah, he does. He gets a little too.
He go way off the wall.
He gets a little too.
Like it or not, social commentary and comedy are greatly intertwined going forward.
It's all about the delivery.
It's 100% about the delivery. I mean, if you interact with people on Facebook, if you can interact with anyone and they don't block you and you can entertain them and they can entertain you, that's going to be how you deliver on the comedy. I mean, if they just say, I'm done with you. That's 60% of the people out there now. I mean, like it or not, I mean, there's a giant shift. What we said before, a lot of comics said before, you're not gonna be able to say it no more because people aren't gonna laugh. They're gonna guilt the other people into not laughing. You're gonna look like a fucking idiot. And they're gonna shit me on Twitter. It's not the case. Something that you think is funny is not gonna be funny going forward.
My set is set up to where pretty much I can do it on almost any crowd, as long as they're older than 25.
Dude, I've said foul shit. And it's been funny, and it's gotten laughs.
That was before the COVID. That was before the B2. That was before.
Just because you put a mask on your face and have a fucking hotline in case you don't, does not change what's funny.
You got a supporter, Emily, with an unpronounceable last name. Sorry, Emily.
Giberson. It's an English name.
No, I think there's like a L in it. That looks like a Q.
Like
anyhow, she says. We'll call her Emily Smith since I'm having trouble pronouncing her last name. Anyhow, she says, I'm with Don.
Emily says she's with Don. She's about the only person with Don. She's probably with Don because she's in his gravitational pull. She's within a couple blocks of our recent area.
Look, the key to any comedy is being original, which is yourself. Like,
you have to
a lot of people keep trying to be other shit. People look at Kevin Hart and want to write jokes.
You have to be aware. It's just a different area. You just have to be aware of it.
Like, no, it's not going to change what comedy is. I guarantee you the same people that were going to laugh at my shit before are going to laugh at my shit now.
It's drastically changed. I don't think you understand the gravity of the past 6 months of just what people find funny, what people are going to laugh at going forward. Like, you just...
It's all on how you word it, too.
It is a lot about... I mean, if you listen to Mayo's set, like I said from the beginning, he's got a lot of porn jokes and a lot of weed jokes because weed jokes are funny. Porn jokes are funny. It's universal. Nobody's going to get offended by a porn joke. Oh,
it's a little played out though. If you have like 10 comics in a row going, I'm hot.
That's not
it. Sex.
Well, I mean, you have to find topics that are very, not controversial, neutral, but still edgy to where you're going to get people to laugh. I mean, jokes about getting pulled over or something. But you don't joke about. You can't go up there and make George Floyd jokes, police brutality jokes.
Yeah,
honestly, my biggest joke in my set, besides my closer, is actually my racist joke. I got a racist joke, and it fucks the crowd up. But when I say it, and then I clean it up with a tag, because I told it to a crowd one time and offended the whole crowd. They didn't know if they should laugh or not. But it's my biggest joke. I tell it. I've had all my mentors. I had comedians. Everyone walk up to me after the show like, dude, do not tell that joke. Like, that joke is offensive. I said, man, that's my biggest. They laughed harder at that joke than any other joke in the set. I'm not about to take that joke out. It's really, and it's a true story too. So it's really not. I mean, it's offensive, but it's a true story, and I set it up to where it's understandable. And I tell the crowd it's okay to laugh. Y'all want to hear it?
On a comedy show, of course.
Yeah,
Tell
it. Lean up a little closer and tell a joke.
Y'all ain't heard it before? I thought I told you.
Speak up, you're whispering.
It's with my resident. I'm high, dude. My voice is gone.
Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Mayo.
No, it's a true story. My resident walked up to me and she was like, "Hey, I need your help with something that's perfect for a black man like you." I said, "What's that?" She said, "I need you to pick the cotton out my medicine bottle." And the crowd be like, "Oh, they don't know if they should laugh." And sometimes they be cracking up. And so I clean it up. I be like, so I turned her oxygen off. And the crowd go crazy. And then I be like, "Oh, that's cool. She's still on hospice." And they be like, "Oh, that's funny as fuck." Yeah, that's fucking great.
That's the beauty. Where it looks like it's gonna be offensive, then the misdirect with the that's good. The crowd awareness. That's the where comedy has to go. I mean, can you talk about the offensive stuff a little bit? But you have to tiptoe and you have to fucking.
And the delivery. It's all about the delivery too.
Yeah. You just gotta know your crowd. If you got a
Joe. So you mean to tell me we're never gonna hear the "I just beat cancer"? Don't cheer for that. I have a kid named Cancer joke again.
No, that's a different
your mouth.
That joke
is an offensive fucking joke.
But that joke has the end delivery, like what Mayo said, where boom, you misdirect.
Yeah, got the worst
misdirect. You misdirect. Like my Confederate flag joke is hilarious.
And you should never bring up another comedian using that fucking joke either.
That joke was hilarious.
It's not hilarious.
Man, your set was the worst set I've ever seen in my life, man. I was literally almost cost me my career.
I almost cost you your career.
Is that the one? Is that the one where you roasted Sarah for like?
He said, "You fat bitch, suck my dick" live in front of 50 people. I was really impressed with the comedy show.
I honestly don't remember much of the set. I gotta go back and listen to it.
I want to see it.
That was the night I bombed so bad, and I just in a blur.
In all honesty,
I wish I was
shock and awe of my set actually had the crowd going.
That is a complete lie. Everybody looked at you like you were a fucking dumbass.
I just remember. All I remember
you were drunk. I was there. I was sober the whole time. Everybody was looking at you, shaking their head. Some guy came up to me and said, "So when are you the headliner?" That was the first thing I got asked.
So Don bombed. Don technically bombed.
No, you gotta watch the video.
Don technically bombed.
But
Don think he killed.
That was
I don't recommend you ever watch the video.
Easily, I've seen you before, but easily the worst set I've seen you do. I mean, I remember one of the worst sets I've ever seen. You remember that guy?
Dude, I was very fucking drunk.
There was this guy. He does the comedy cabinet every now and then. His name's like Dan Fracas or something like that. He does a bunch of acid, and nobody really understands what he's talking about. That guy is better than that set that you had. It was just. My God!
Like he bombed.
Not only bombed, he almost bombed to the point where he took down everybody else who was there at the show.
What?
Like Nell and Josh Guerrero and everything like that. We're like, man, I didn't get booked for it once after that. After fucking Don fucked me up.
Yeah.
It's really fucked. No, but that's how it was. It's like how monumentally bad it was.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that was a horrible show for Don. Pat froze up too like a goddamn turtle.
Yeah, that was bad. That was bad.
What you do? You you got quiet, you forgot your jokes or something, like you blacked out?
I got, well, first of all, I invited, it was close to home, and a lot of people wanted to see it, so I had like 20 people.
You over-invited people.
Yeah, I over-invited people, plus it was more crowded than I thought.
Man. That's what
you were in front of a lot of people.
Nervous.
I got nervous.
You got stage sharded, and then it's normal.
You said you sharded.
Somebody
just say that? I swear I just heard somebody say you sharded. Like, wait.
Probably.
Yeah, that's some bad nerves.
Here's the point, though.
Who was up there that you was trying to impress?
Yeah, it was bad.
It still wasn't the worst show that people have put on.
Who headlined it?
It was Don was the headliner.
Don, you headlined it, Bob.
Yeah, he was the headliner. He was the headliner.
Don, come on,
my defense.
Right. And your Don nothing, motherfucker. You know how disrespectful that was to everybody on that lineup to get drunk and do that shit. I'm telling you as a man, don't do shit like that again, dude. That was fucked up. Why would you do that? Like that started. If you think about it, that moment of that show of February, That started a downward spiral in your life in the past 5 months to where people are just like,
Look,
what are you doing?
The whole show is supposed to go up like this. Then when you get up here, you're supposed to shine.
Downward spiral already happened. That was what?
Right, Don was flattening the curve of laughter before flattening the curve was ever a fucking thing.
Now look, when that happens, even though like as a host, that's when Pat is supposed to go up and just cut down. That's when
No, Joe was the host.
I wasn't the
And
host.
he introduced me with
I
a
wasn't the
fucking
host.
I was supposed to be the
host.
host. Joe.
I was supposed to be the host for the. I'm sorry. I was
And
supposed to
he-
be the host for the April show that you were headlining.
Oh,
That was
Joe. Okay, so Joe, that's when you were supposed to go up, cut down off, and you supposed to go up there and like.
But Joe was coming off flatter than a bitch on a big wheel the whole night.
Yeah.
Oh my god, who else was there?
He
Somebody
was
should have taken
completely
this
flat the whole night.
You were drunk and you
What
pretty much
happened?
I
Save face
did
there.
pretty good that night, actually. Yeah,
No, you really didn't do good.
I'm trying to save face right now.
Let me
by
see the
trying to throw down his.
I was trying to like.
Let me
He
see the
literally
answer.
brought me up with the fucking
This is
mic.
that's like the girl's like, bitch, why are you looking at my
Expect
phone?
you
It's
to
your
do
fault I'm
good.
cheating on you.
Did he do the cancer joke that night?
Yeah, that's what he brought me on stage to.
Oh fuck.
And then he's like, here. And I'm like, dude, I'm way too drunk to even fucking have a live microphone. He's like, you're going to do great. Don't worry about it. And I proceeded to fucking just go on a rampage.
Yeah.
In my defense, I was going through a fucking lot.
You're not supposed to headline when you're going through a lot.
Well, I mean,
Stand up 101, right?
Yeah, right.
I mean, your life is a dumpster fire. How am I supposed to not catch you on a goddamn night where you're going through a
You're
lot?
lucky you wasn't at
My life is not a dumpster fire.
You're lucky you wasn't at like a big club. That would have been funny if you did some shit like that.
Hey,
Like
we're
hilarity.
gonna be booking hilarities and shit. Motherfuckers to be the feature. Like, fuck all you bitch asshole motherfuckers. My wife could suck everybody's dick. Like, what the fuck are you talking about, bro? He's gonna fall out, pass out drunk. We should have a drinking contest.
I haven't even been drinking lately, honestly.
That's good. That's good. You need not be drinking. Never again. You don't need to be drinking. You're not a drinker.
That sounded like a Kramer moment was about to come out of me.
Why would you have
That's gonna be like, you know what? I'm gonna offend everybody. Fuck this.
If
And
you would have
just
gave
drops it
Don 5
down.
more minutes, the Kramer would have came out.
Oh, 5 more minutes. The end times are coming out. 10 more minutes. You
No, fuck
You
no.
don't even drink, so you should be like the officiant of this.
We should have a drinking contest live in here. We're down to 2 viewers now. This is.
And then
Can I bring up a
drink
random
responsible.
subject?
Drink responsible, kids. I will Uber the night we do this drinking contest. If we do it, I'll make sure I Uber. Thank you.
Yes, I will have a designated driver too if we're going to do this shit.
Did y'all see the dude that ate like 75 hot dogs?
Yeah, Chestnut, Joey
Dude,
Chestnut. That dude's a
Did
beast.
y'all do that? Like,
Do you remember?
They tried to do that.
You don't remember when we had the? Oh, he wasn't there on the show. We did the hot dog show. If you're back in there, you want to.
Was it the same night you got pepper spray?
July 4th or July
That was the
5th,
4th,
2019.
See, we should have broke those two up into two separate shows.
I don't know. That was an epic. That was the 4th of
can
July
we do
show.
another
I
hot
mean,
dog eating one? I would have
No.
participated.
Pat ate 8 hot dogs.
Oh,
and I
let's
ate
do it.
13.
Let's do a cheeseburger eating contest.
no, that's,
Sliders.
that was
Yeah.
the day after the 4th. So
Yeah, those are 8 shows.
That was-
Or the I've seen better taste shows.
So I think it was a good idea to make that an epic show and put that all in. He almost got tased. I should have done it. Fucking, I should have done it.
We don't have that taser no more. We could burn your nip. Oh, we got fireworks. Let's do.
Dude, I would have been so
Oh my God,
fucking
you better not
afraid.
do that.
Let's
that
do a
you were
Roman
dying.
candle to Pat's face right now.
No.
Roman candle right now in the face.
Oh, I was
Did
so
you get a hold of that
I
Asian
was so
guy?
fucking mad. No.
You didn't get a hold of that Asian
I
guy?
want to get a hold of well, I don't know. We shouldn't talk about people.
Man, if anybody's watching this on the replay, because there's only 2 live, and I know fucking Emily and Murph don't know this guy. But there's a guy in Boogie Nights. If you watch the Boogie Nights scene where they're at the house and about to buy the cocaine.
Motor and
Yeah, and they're playing the mixtape. There's an Asian dude in the backward lighting off fireworks. Find me that guy so I can hire him for the show. So we can do
that was kind of annoying.
show about Boogie Nights.
All you hear is like,
That was awesome. I want to do that right now. I got some fireworks over there. I just want to light off a couple fireworks and scare it.
that was a badass movie.
I'll go
That
light
was a
one.
great movie. We gotta find somebody for that.
I am Nina Hurley. She didn't have me back yet.
Oh, Nina Hartley. Oh,
Yeah, sure.
ooh.
To report basket violations, please call 216-698-5050. All right, well, that about wraps it up, everybody. We'd like to thank our special guest, Aunt Mayo, for coming out. Also, Kinna McInroe. You can check out her husband's channel, Squirrel Monkey, on YouTube. Obviously, she was in Office Space, and check her out on Facebook. She's on the friends list. Next week, we're working on some stuff. We hope to have some interviews going up. And as always, like and subscribe. If you don't subscribe, please do. Have a happy weekend, everybody, and we'll see you in the after party. Man.
Everybody be safe out there. Wash your hands. Brush your teeth. That's not really.
And
COVID
masking,
related.
and if you see people masking, yeah, yell at them, I guess, if you want. It doesn't matter. I mean,
And
they're not going to put it on anyways at this point if you yell at them.
And the only infection that you should catch is from our show.
That's true. STDs get infected, baby. Every Friday night, live.
At 9:30
That's fucking
p.m.
creepy as shit.
Live.
What? Come on, man.
Fucking live, man. Not scripted. We don't script this shit. These guys don't even come to the rehearsal.
It's all organic. There's no rehearsal. You never have a rehearsal. You talk about rehearsal, but you never have one.
Well, you never participate in the group chat during the day.
Because it's all clouded up and I work.
Well, you have to multitask.
Okay, separate chats. Just privately message me.
Man, I can't do any more group chats.
I get lost in the goddamn chat, man.
You still alive? Y'all arguing?
It just says, we are still alive. We still got another minute. I ended it early here in a little bit, but if you go scroll through the thing, it'll say like 120 missed messages. Just go back and scan the messages for any important info you missed.
I think it's more important. I think you should. You can also add the
dude, but you guys are having that group chat, and it's just like you guys are messaging each other. It's a conversation between like two people.
Go into
and it's like ding, 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 ding,
private chat, which is what I do with you.
I don't even have my notifications.
Slip into my DMs, white boy.
I gotta scroll up
and tell me.
All right, I'll do that for like show related shit, for like shit you need to do for the upcoming show. I'll post you individually.
And you talk about prep work. Let's do goddamn prep work. You know, let's pick a time and talk.
Get us find us a gym with a boxing ring.
And let's bang it out.
We'll do a weigh-in. We'll get this whole shebang fucking going with the boxing match.
And
you need to dress up like fucking Judge Mills Lane.
Before we go, to report masking violations, please call 216-698.
Do not call that fucking number.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
Please
talk to you. Go ahead.
Please be safe out there for real.
Yeah, be safe. As opposed to the other times you just reckless and not giving a fuck.
Wear a mask. Use sanitizer.
Yeah, the mask. I mean, if you're, and I seriously, I mean, I'm not going to yell at you, but if you're in the air conditioning, just put on a mask. It's not really that big a deal. If you're out there and you're sweating, okay, I can understand the outside. But indoors,
if you're out there and you're driving in your car, don't wear a mask.
Everybody out there, pray for my dad. If you didn't know, he got the coronavirus early days at Fairview. Not that anybody else is going to see this, but dedicate the show to my father. Get well, pops. We love you, man. All right, we'll talk to you next week, guys. Go Browns and have fun.
Bye.
And I think we're clear.